The following is a RockRadioShow.com exclusive.
Where do you want to start?
Let's start with. So what, you see how it's written on the thingy?
Mm-hmm.
Start from the bottom up.
All right, so Stardust and King Barrett taking on Neville and Stephen Amell.
There are 10 matches on this show, Lindsay, right?
Right.
9 of the matches, I have no clue. This match, I have a clue.
Yeah, this match is a little blatantly obvious.
If Stephen Amell does not win this match, then there's something wrong with the universe. Just saying.
Yeah, I fully expect Stephen Amell and Neville to win. Fully expect it, because it doesn't make sense to have Stephen Amell lose.
No, it doesn't. Especially if he's going to become the next WWE champion.
He's not going to become the next WWE champion.
Hey, I can dream, can I?
Shenanigans. Shenanigans abound. He wants to David Arquette Stephen Amell.
No, I want him to actually earn the belt. David Arquette just walked into it.
Right.
Win the Rumble, win WrestleMania, then get his ass kicked by Sheamus. It's the perfect win-win-win. Anyway.
I think we're both going Stephen Amell and Neville on this. Pretty academic.
That said, they've done a great job building this. The confrontation on Monday Night Raw a couple weeks ago was excellent.
Oh, this has been top-notch. I like how Neville and Stardust and Barrett have been selling this without Amell there. Amell has been pushing it really hard on Twitter. He's been talking smack. It's been amazing. Like, this is... If you're gonna have a celebrity guest, I wish they were all like Stephen Amell, because honestly, he's done a really bang-up job. You can tell he's a huge fan of the product. He really wants to be there. He really wants to be involved with this. He really wants to do this. And when you get the celebrities that are huge fans like this, it's so much better.
Oh, it is. It really, really is. Even the Cosmic King, Wade Barrett, is pretty good, too. I'm actually enjoying Stardust and King Barrett together.
They're a weirdly good tag team together.
They have great chemistry. It was shown on JBL and Cole show and being shown here now. This will be an underrated match. I don't expect it to go long, but I think we're going to have some fun entertainment. Stephen Amell probably pins King Barrett, I would assume, in this one.
Stardust. You pins Stardust.
Say Stardust. Yeah, okay. We'll go with that. So we're both going with Team Amell. The Magic 8 Ball says don't count on it, though. He's going with Stardust and King Barrett. And this leads us to tiebreaker number 1. Will Stephen Amell be dressed as the Green Arrow?
I think he comes out in the jacket.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll let him wear the costume for liability and copyright purposes, but I think he'll wear like something similar to what Arrow wears on the show.
It'll be similar, but he won't. Here's the thing. I think they're going to call him the Green Arrow no matter what he's wearing. So I'm going to say yes, he's dressed as the Green Arrow. You say no?
I say he'll wear at least the coat.
Oh, this is a yes or no question. Yes or no?
No, not fully.
Not fully. All right, Kinkins, write these down somehow. Figure out our logic. Anyway.
It's my show. I can make the rules as I go.
I understand.
All right, so moving on, we have the WWE Tag Team Championship Fatal 4-Way match. The Primetime Players taking on the New Day, taking on the Los Matadores, taking on the Lucha Dragons. With the Primetime Players being the champions.
Primetime Players are the champions. And you have the New Day. Going into Monday Night Raw, I had the theory of who's going to win. Then Monday Night Raw happened, and I'm like, I don't think they're winning now. I had the Lucha Dragons winning this match. Just for something different. I can't pick the Lucha Dragons if they won on Raw. I can't honestly pick the Matadors. I don't want Primetime Players to retain. I guess that means the New Day wins, but they've been on such an awful... They haven't booked them well, even though what they did tonight on SmackDown was interesting, with Big E squashing the Bull.
Right.
None of these teams, the only team that seems on a roll are Primetime Players, but they don't wrestle that much, so it doesn't really make them on a roll. I guess, I don't know, who you got? I'm flip-flopping in my head.
I say Primetime Players retain for right now. We've got, I think, a little bit of breathing room between here and Mexico, and I don't think they're ready to take the belts off of Primetime Players. I don't think they should go back on New Day just yet. I think it does them absolutely no harm to stay on Primetime Players, so for right now, I say Primetime Players keep them.
Screw it. I'm going with my original thought. Lucha Dragons win. I I don't want to pick the New Day or the Primetime Players. I can't. My brain doesn't want me to pick it. I can't. Can't do it. I really can't. So I'm going Lucha Dragon. This leads to tiebreaker number 2. What team will take the pin in the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team title match?
Matadors.
New Day. Hey, we're being different.
We are. We're descending. So, alright. In what should hopefully be a
Hold on.
very...
Hold on. Primetime Players retain according to the Magic 8 Ball.
Oh, sorry. So, see, it agrees with me. It likes me better because I'm the favorite.
Hashtag favorite.
So anyway, what will be a good, great match, at least I hope it will be, is the 3-team elimination match between Team Bad, Sasha Banks, Naomi, and Tamina, taking on Team Bella, the Bella Twins and Alicia Fox, and Team PCB, Paige, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch. So what team stands tall at the end?
They've done a great job building to this.
Oh, this has been fantastic.
They've done a really good job with all 3 teams. I hate the team PCB, but I love the 3 people on that team. Becky Lynch is amazing. Charlotte is awesome, and Paige is just Paige. She's great. Then they
have such wonderful chemistry together.
They do. You got Sasha Banks owning it every single time she's in a WWE ring, leading Team Bad. She's owning it. Naomi is great. Tamina is Tamina. Then you got the Bellas and Alicia Fox and the Bella Twins. They've done a great job. This one's hard to pick because if you go with Team Bella, nothing changes.
Is it wrong I just want all 3 to win?
No, because there isn't a bad answer in this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I seriously am so excited for this match. I'm so excited for this feud because for me, it's like to have the girls being featured in such a wonderful manner where they're being respected and they're being portrayed as badasses and they're just out there to prove themselves and to prove that the Divas division is serious and they're making this change and the company is throwing their weight behind this is so epic. I mean, Monday night, Nikki Bella and Sasha Banks main evented Raw. When was the last time the Divas main evented Raw? Steph and Bree, wasn't it?
Yeah, and they were the technical main event then. But for the wrestling aspect, yeah, there's been a couple times where they've been in the main event position, but it wasn't important. This one was important.
Yeah, this matters, and it's such a cool thing, and I love it, and I can't wait for more. Honestly,
it's hard. It's really hard because you want to see Sasha do really good. You want her to have a good weekend. We're going to talk about what she's doing at TakeOver in our next segment. You want her to have a good weekend. You want her to be the boss and prove herself. You want to see Charlotte and Becky Lynch shine. And you want to see, honestly, you want to see Nikki be the dominant champion. There is so much at stake in this match, and I know there are a lot of people who just don't agree with this and are against it, think this will just be a regular typical match and nothing doesn't matter. But it does. It
does matter. It matters a lot, especially to a lot of women out there. This matters because this is representation for us, and it's important for us because for the first time in a really, really long time, the girls aren't just tits and ass. They aren't there to compliment a guy. They aren't there to take their clothes off. They aren't there to wrestle in or mock wrestle in pudding. They're serious contenders. They're going out there and they're making each other tap out. They're beating each other up. They're being dominant. They're being everything that they should be, and they're being an inspiration to not only the little girls that watch the show, but grown women as well. They're being role models, which is what they really should have been all along. And again, the fact that the company is letting this happen is awesome.
You look at, usually when there's a Divas match on a show like this, on a big WrestleMania-ish show, they try to get all the Divas in, they try to fit them all in, right?
Right.
So they're always usually, it's a battle royal, or it's a lumberjill match. This is 9 women ready to compete in an elimination match. Once one member of your team gets eliminated, your entire team's gone. But it's an elimination match, they're going to give this time, every girl's going to have a spotlight in this match. Looking at it, to break it down, Tamina's a weak link, so is Alicia Fox. They're the weak links out of the bunch. They're the weak links.
Mm-hmm. And I would say, just even though it hurts me to say it, Becky.
If you had to pick one for the other team, yeah.
Yeah. If you had to pick one off of PCB, it's Becky.
But I don't consider her...
not by much.
Not by much. See, I was trying to eliminate factors. I'm trying to make a pick. I don't know who to pick. I really don't. This one is really, really tough. Should let you know. Team Bad wins according to the Magic 8 Ball. I want to see Sasha do it. I really do. I'm digging Sasha Banks really, really hard. I see greatness in her. I really, truly do. I see greatness.
Oh, Sasha's gonna be something.
Every time, the presence she has in this ring is awesome.
The thing with Sasha is she walks out there, and she walks out there like she's been there for 10 years. Like, it's basically, this is my ring.
Mm-hmm.
My show, my time, get out of my way. And I love that about her, that it's like she just has this confidence that's just effortless, and it's fantastic. You said that basically if one person gets eliminated, the whole team's gone?
Yes.
Okay, that changes things.
It's hard.
I was gonna pick the Bellas, just because they figure out a way to cheat to win. Because I can see where they're going for Night of Champions. They're gonna do Sasha and Charlotte versus Nikki probably for the title.
So you gotta set it up here.
So you gotta set it up here. Let's see. Bella's won on SmackDown.
And everyone else has tried to win before that.
Sasha won on Raw. Becky won on Raw.
So you're all even.
So who did the Bellas pin? Who got pinned tonight?
Becky.
Becky? Team Bad wins. It just... well, no. Honestly, you know what? I'm going with my gut. Bellas win. I say the Bellas cheat to win. And that they start to set up the match for Night of Champions.
So who does the Bellas beat? Does Naomi take the pin?
I don't want Naomi to take the pin. I say Paige takes the pin.
So Team Bad gets eliminated first. Huh.
Because the way I can see it, whoever gets eliminated, because here's the thing, if Team Bad gets eliminated first, or the Bellas get eliminated first, and they cost the other person, or the other team, the match. Because it's like, who's the face in this? There really isn't one.
PCB are the faces.
Technically. So I can see, honestly... shit, I don't know. I'm rethinking it all because it's like I can see the Bellas getting eliminated. It comes down to Bad and PCB.
Because that's what you wanted. What I wanted to come down to is Charlotte versus
Sasha.
That's my dream right there.
Oh god, that'd be so good. But I can see it coming down to Bad and PCB, and the Bellas cost PCB the match, because I can see Team Bad being pissed that the Bellas cost the match.
So who are you going with?
Oh, fuck. You know what? Team Bad. That's who I want to win. Is Team Bad. I want them to win because I want them to shine, and I feel like they should. I really, really do. I want Naomi to shine. I want Sasha to shine. I want Tamina to shine. I want them to kick ass. I want them all to, but I especially want Team Bad to, because I feel like they haven't had as many opportunities, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I have a hunch, which we'll get into later, that Sasha's going to need to recover a little bit, and a win on SummerSlam would help her do that.
Team Bad takes the first, is eliminated first when Tamina gets pinned. Don't know by who. I would say by Nikki, with her forearm gimmick. Charlotte pins Nikki after Alicia Fox screws up. Team PCB win. We'll go with that. I want Team Bad too. I'm going by just Team Bad has the weakest pairing of the three. So they gotta go first, even though Sasha outshines them all.
I think Sasha will go out there and own it.
She's gonna own it, but I think her partners are the weakest of the bunch, and that's why her team gets eliminated first, and she'll leave pissed. And Monday Night Raw, she'll be ready and to go. But I'm going Team PCB. With Charlotte taking the win for the team. Because that's the only thing that makes sense. Paige winning does nothing, because we're right back where we were.
Bella's winning does nothing.
Bella's winning really does nothing. I'll be okay with Becky pick the win, but I think it's Charlotte and Sasha against Nikki. And Sasha's going to really shine in this match. She'll own it, but I say Charlotte, she's the babe. If we're going babyface, yeah, Charlotte, take it. Yeah, just move on, because I'm going to think over a guess.
Yeah, we're not going to overthink this. We're going to move on. So he picks PCB, I pick bad, and the 8-Ball picks bad, just to recap that.
So King Kittens understands what we're picking.
Yeah, so King Kittens hears it. There are the picks. So up next, we have Zigglypuff, Dolph Ziggler, and his Roots taking on Rusev.
I hate you so much. It makes sense for Ziggler to win, right?
Yes.
But will he?
Yes. I say he does, because they put an end to this goddamn feud once and for all.
It's not the end of the feud.
I want it to be the end of the feud.
No, because it's going to build to a mixed tag. It's going to build to a mixed tag with Lana and Ziggler taking on Summer and Rusev probably next pay-per-view, and that's the blow-off.
No, I just want Lana and Summer. Screw the guys. I just want Lana and Summer.
I'm okay with that. Alright, will Dolph Ziggler win at SummerSlam? 8-Ball says no. I say yes, because...
He's just coming back. He needs a win.
So yeah, we'll go with Ziggler. This one was quicker, because we gotta get to other bigger matches.
Yeah. And for potential show stealer of the night, Kevin Owens taking on Cesaro.
Oh, man. We're gonna talk more about Kevin Owens, a little bit during TakeOver preview. Just coming up, by the way. There's a lot of logic, and we'll detail it more later. Owens gotta win, because he needs to win more. Cesaro needs to win, because I would love to see Cesaro get elevated and be the baby face that instead of Cena in the positions. But I see Kevin Owens getting the win and Cesaro sliding back down a little bit. I gotta even win heels and faces out. I gotta go with Kevin.
Yeah, it's something of, and we'll get into it a little bit later based on what I'm gonna pick for NXT. I say Owens picks up the victory here. He needs a strong win. He hasn't been as strong lately. They've had him be run Owens run. He needs to prove that he's still a badass, and he'll do that against Cesaro. That being said, I don't think Cesaro will be hurt as much as you think he will be, because these two will put on a hell of a show.
No, I don't expect him to be hurt, but I think a win would have got him closer to being number one contender. The loss takes him down another one step that he has to earn back up.
Which he'll earn relatively quickly.
Probably. The 8-Ball says Kevin Owens wins.
The 8-Ball's agreeing with me because it likes me. So it's either really, really right or it's really, really wrong.
I agree with me this time, but I agreed with you, so, you know. Anyway, next match. The person that it always comes down to in Pick'em. Thank you very much, Randy, for the win last month. Randy Orton taking on Sheamus. I broke her. Just saying. She breaks me, I broke her.
You didn't break me, I was just having fun screwing with you. Because, you know, I won. One match, and it came down to Randy Orton.
Yeah, it always comes down to Randy Orton. It can come down to this, because we're Sheamus. Sheamus needs it, because he would have won last month. Sheamus gets to win here. It's the way they book. Can we end this damn feud between these two? Please, 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 please.
No, because I think they're going to go one more time. So yeah, I would say Sheamus wins as well. It makes sense too, but it's Randy.
Randy Orton on a pay-per-view. Vince McMahon likes Randy Orton. Triple H likes Randy Orton, but he also likes Sheamus. Going Sheamus. 8-Ball says, yes, definitely Sheamus.
Then we're all going Sheamus.
We're all going to be wrong.
Probably. And in the match that I'm most looking forward to, Wyatt family.
One of the matches.
Yes, one of the matches. Actually, this one more than the other one. The Wyatt family taking on Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, and there's been a lot of speculation about this match.
Alright, so this match, this whole feud, has been pretty solid. People were worried, and rightfully so. They've been worried. They've done a good, solid job of building to this match, tying everyone together, building relationships. Because let's think about it. Last month, it was just Bray Wyatt versus Roman Reigns. Neither guy was attached to somebody. We knew the association between Roman and Dean. It's always there. They're buddy-buddy. But since that point, they have grown stronger and stronger as a unit, which has been great. But at Battleground, we saw Luke Harper, the prodigal son, return to his family, to his father, Bray Wyatt. And now we've fully entwined them back together. They've once again built the Wyatt family together as a family strong family ties. This is why it's family versus family.
Minus the ginger.
Minus the ginger, but they've been replacing him with Sheamus.
Not the same.
It's not the same, but it's got him through for a couple of weeks.
It has, yes.
That being said, they've done a great job, and they're building tension between both sides. You've had Bray screwing with Dean and Roman. You've had Dean screwing with Bray on Monday Night Raw. You've had Roman called Dean crazy at times. And we've talked about it for the last couple of weeks on the show where there's tension there. There's something's going to happen at some point, whether they've got sort of backed off of tension a little bit in the last week because there's probably something coming at SummerSlam or at some point down the line. You know everyone's being too nicey, which always leads to something.
Well, it's something that it's what has not been done on TV that's interesting. You've seen a lot of Dean and Roman proclaiming we are family, we are brothers, we're tight, we're this, we're that. You don't see Bray and Luke proclaiming that as much. You had Luke sort of get inducted into the family where he basically swears his, blood allegiance to Bray Wyatt and that kind of thing. But beyond that, Luke and Bray have not had to make a lot of claims that they're family.
Because they just are. They don't have to go out there and show their relationship. They are a family. And
yeah, they are tight. And so, that's one way that Dean and Roman are kind of a little insecure is like, if you have to proclaim it, if you have to prove it, then it's not there.
Right.
Then that's not saying that Dean and Roman aren't close, that Dean and Roman are brothers, but Roman gave a very interesting interview, or Dean and Roman, because they were both there, where Roman did not speak as highly of Dean as he has in the past. He was sort of kind of meh about the whole thing, but it's what Roman said towards the end of the interview in terms of, well, what are the plans regarding the Wyatts? Is this over after SummerSlam, which is never over with the Wyatts? These four, at least, are going to feud probably the rest of their careers together. They will go back to this many more times, which Dean and Roman both acknowledge, but Roman's preference would be to wrap this up with Bray and go back in the title picture, as opposed to Dean, who is happy to stay feuding with the Wyatts. So it's almost like would Roman be willing to sacrifice Dean to get away from Bray to go for the title? Because that's where Roman's focus is right now. He wants to go back to feuding for Rollins' belt. That's where he wants to be right now. He didn't want to be dealing with Bray Wyatt. So it's something of, well, if I can pass Bray Wyatt on to Dean and let Dean take care of Wyatt, I can go do what I want to do. And while Dean is Dean, he'll be fine. Because he's damn near indestructible.
Correct.
But there's really no regard, at least on Roman's side, for Dean Ambrose's long-term goals, if he has any.
This is very true, and it leads to, does Dean realize how Roman puts things and what Roman wants to do down the line, and is Dean Ambrose okay with it? Because if your career is based on being successful, how much satisfaction could you take in your buddy doing something before you?
Well, here's the thing. Roman got the title shot before Dean did.
Yes.
Roman has kind of been given everything, where Dean has had to fight and scratch and claw to get where he is. So they've walked two very different paths, and that's not to say that that's going to play a factor, but Dean has watched Roman get handed chance after chance after chance after chance only to fail, while Dean has had to fight for every chance he's gotten at Seth Rollins, and he almost got screwed, and Roman helped him out there, but every other time it seemed that Roman was missing in action, whereas when Roman was going for things, Dean was right there. And it seems that Roman only goes to Dean when he needs Dean. You don't see them together. You don't see them mentioning each other. Obviously, when they're on their own, Roman is focused on other things.
Right.
When Dean goes crazy and he loses his mind, Roman's nowhere to be found. But when Roman gets attacked, Dean is right there.
Correct.
So, and this is generalizing. There are obviously situations where they've both been there for each other. I'm not trying to say that they haven't, but is Roman going to do the same thing to Dean that Seth did? Could Roman sell out, or could Dean realize what's going on? Because like I said, or like you said, he's called him crazy. He's kind of referred down to him. He's kind of talked down to him a little bit. You can see that Roman Roman does not necessarily hold Dean in the same regard that Dean holds Roman.
Right.
And obviously that's going to get to Dean, and, even to a certain extent, Roman doesn't hold Dean in the same regard that Bray Wyatt holds Dean. Like, Bray Wyatt sees Dean Ambrose as an equal.
Yeah.
Which who can you say about on the roster? Not a lot of people. Whereas Roman, he doesn't. So it's like, could that also play a factor in the whole thing? I'm not saying that they're going to split,
but
this is going to start to build tension.
And it'll eventually lead to a breaking point. Yeah,
because at this, in terms of their careers, you need to break Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns apart. The friendship is cute. The friendship is awesome. There's nothing wrong with the friendship, but Roman needs to go do his thing. Dean needs to go do his, and they need to be separate. And there's nothing wrong with the two having tension and breaking apart, because that's what friends and family do, is you have tension, you argue with each other, you fight with each other, and then you make up and you move forward.
The man brings up an interesting thing. The crowd. How will the crowd react to Roman? It's New York. It's going to be a hot crowd. Huh. I didn't even think about that for a while.
He'll probably get booed.
Oh, he might get booed out of the building. Which would be very, very interesting. The crowds this weekend are going to be amazing. We'll talk about it later. Alright, so all that said, who's winning?
Wyatt's.
Magic 8 Ball says, will the Wyatts win in SummerSlam? Very doubtful. I'm looking forward to this match. They're looking for this entire show. Most of it. This one's going to be interesting.
This will be a great match, whoever wins, because they're going to go out there and they're going to give it their all. And anytime these four go, it's always fantastic. But yeah, I would say it's going to come down to Dean does something that costs him the match. It's going to come down to Dean doing something, and that's what ends up costing him.
I'm with you.
And the saga with Bray continues, because now they have to go against Bray again, and ultimately this could lead to some kind of Survivor Series match between the group, where at that point hopefully Eric Rowan will come back, and then Dean and Roman have to find a third, or they locate a third Wyatt, because the other side of this is on Monday when they lost, Bray was far too calm,
yes.
Where he was almost completely fine with the fact that Luke lost, which means Bray Wyatt has something up his sleeve. He's got a plan.
And what that plan is, time will only tell.
A ginger.
Alright, next,
we have champion versus champion. John Cena.
You're missing a match on the card.
No, I'm not.
We have to pick let's pick it so we can get through it first, and then we'll get to champion versus champion.
I don't wanna.
Yes, you have to. Since she doesn't want to say it, I'll say it. WWE Intercontinental Championship match. The Ryback versus The Miz versus The Big Show.
The concession stand wins. Let's move on.
No, you gotta make a pick.
I'm picking the concession stand.
No, you gotta make a pick.
Damn it. I don't know. Ryback.
We didn't want to see this match last month. We don't want to see it now. I'm going The Miz.
I say it stays on Ryback. There's no reason to take it off of him.
Magic 8 Ball says Big Show.
Why?
Because it said no to the Ryback.
Magic 8 Ball, we have got to talk about your priorities.
This one's going to be short, sweet. Miz wins because he'll take the Intercontinental title to Tough Enough on Tuesday.
I say Ryback retains.
Probably, but I'm going different.
That was painful.
I know. That's why I went with The Miz. I couldn't. The word Ryback couldn't come out of my mouth.
So anyway, champion versus champion. John Cena versus Seth Rollins.
Title unification. Title for title. U.S. title. WWE title.
Is it unification?
Well, both. Well, it's not unification. It's just title for title. The match they had a few weeks ago where you can't see knee and John Cena didn't see it and got his nose completely broken was a hell of a match these two had.
Oh yeah, it was great. I guarantee you John Cena's not going to be taking any more knees to the face.
I bet you in the first 5 minutes he takes one. I can already see it coming. Just they're going to sell it. He goes after the nose right away, and they're going to have Cena try to overcome his nose. Seriously, that's going to be part of the story match. Watch it.
Oh, God.
That being said, they had a great match 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, whenever it was, for the U.S. title. Seth Rollins pulled out some unbelievable moves in that match.
Yeah.
And he did that on Raw. Imagine what he's going to do in Brooklyn.
Well, Seth Rollins still has a lot to prove as champion, especially now that he's on his own again without J&J, without Kane, without the Authority at his back. You know, it's if you want to build Rollins into a credible champion, he has to put on matches like that, and I think he will. That being said, I don't know who to pick.
I really don't know who to pick this one, because if John Cena wins, he's now the 16-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and those 15-time t-shirts become collector's items because now they'll have to say all 16. Seth Rollins winning, he gets a statue, which would be great just to have a statue that gets broken by someone. That would actually be very, very funny. A win for Seth Rollins defines him as champion because he's then beaten John Cena, he's beaten Randy Orton, he's beaten Dean Ambrose, and he's technically beat Brock Lesnar.
Technically.
He's beaten Roman Reigns to win the belt. You would have to find a new contender for Seth Rollins in his WWE Championship title matches. And that would make things interesting. The man brings it up. Triple H will get involved. I am 120% in agreement. Triple H will play a factor in the ending of this match.
Honestly, I can see Hunter either costing Cena or Hunter restarts the match and makes it like no holds barred or no DQ or something like that. And because this will be a dirty finish. Out of every match on this show, this will be a dirty finish. I'm almost sure of it.
There are many things that could happen. You could have someone get disqualified. You could have someone get counted out. You can do before I get there. Going back to Ryback and Big Show Miz for a second. That was the worst smashing through a barricade on SmackDown I've ever seen. Get that out of the way. Now, I had to mention it. I forgot about it. Anyway, moving back to this matchup. It's so hard. John Cena winning means it's the fall and John Cena is being pushed to the top, which they need to do. Because, John Cena's the face of the company and he was on hosting the Today Show and all that other fun, happy stuff they like to do with John Cena. I like Seth Rollins as champion. I don't know. I almost
want to see Rollins as a dual champion. I almost want to see Rollins with both the US title and the WWE Championship, because here's the thing. Rollins wins, Sheamus could cash in. Sheamus could take the WWE Championship off of Rollins, but he's still got the US title. So he's still a champion. He's still beaten John Cena. He's still a credible main eventer. He's just no longer the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And he would also get a rematch against Sheamus, in which he could potentially win the title back.
The other outcome in this match could be one of those double pin situations. Both men's shoulders are down. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Dual referees. Can't decide. You move on to Night of Champions for the WWE title only. You could do it in that situation.
The thing, though, is you just did that with Ambrose. Like, you just did a dual referee finish with Ambrose.
I know this. I'm just throwing out scenarios. I'm not saying that's going to be the one they do. Just throwing an outcome that could happen.
Honestly, I'm saying screw it. I want Rollins to win, so I say Rollins.
I don't know.
Because it's LOL Cena. That's the thing. Is if it was anybody else, we would know, but it's Cena. Like, that's the thing. It's really hard because it's like, are they really going to put the title on Cena, or are they going to keep it on Rollins?
I'm going to go what Rob Parks always says. Is this a pay-per-view? Yes. Is John Cena fighting for a championship? Yes.
Yes.
Who always wins? John Cena.
Cena.
I'm going Seth Rollins. So does the match at Gate Ball, by the way.
So we all three go Seth Rollins. It's all going to come down to Randy Orton.
Just had to throw Rob Parks' name out there for Saturday nights, midnight-ish, CB Radio.
Tune in for their picks, too.
Exactly.
And last...
Oh, my God.
But certainly not least, your main event. The match so big, it's bigger than WrestleMania. The rematch from The Thing, Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker.
They did a good job with the brawl.
Mm-hmm.
It made this match feel very important.
Mm-hmm.
This match is going to have to be a fight. A knockdown, drag-out fight where both men just barely get back up on their feet at times. They throw everything in the kitchen sink at one another. I wouldn't be surprised last minute Jon Stewart says, the main event is no holds barred, or whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm really surprised a stip has not been put on this match yet.
I'm really surprised because they need it. Because I don't want a DQ finish. I really, really don't.
This needs to be clean. Whatever the outcome, this needs to be clean.
What they did on Monday put a lot of doubt in my head. It really, really did. Because The Undertaker came out there, kicked him in the nuts, and did what he did at Battleground. So it makes the question, is that the only way The Undertaker can get the advantage on Brock Lesnar?
No, I think there are other ways, but let's be honest, Brock broke the thing, so he deserves to get kicked in the balls.
So Brock broke the thing, so Taker's trying to break his?
Yes.
Okay, just making...
That fair is fair.
Fair is fair. One thing for another. This one's hard to pick because there's two sides of it. You can go with The Undertaker and it's a happy ending, but is it really the happy ending? Because will The Undertaker be the babyface or the heel?
The thing for me about it is Taker needs the win. Taker needs to be the one that beats the one in 22-1. He's really the only one that should beat Brock at this point, where Taker gets his revenge. And you have that moment, because in the fans' minds, at least for me, breaking the streak hurt The Undertaker a lot more than I think they thought it would. And the constant reminder of it puts doubt on The Undertaker. It makes you wonder, well, is he really just an old man? And yeah, he went to WrestleMania, and yeah, he faced Bray Wyatt, and yeah, he won. And he did pretty good against Bray Wyatt. But they didn't do anything overly strenuous in that match. Bray took good care of him. And now he's coming for Brock, where it's, okay, I want my revenge for the streak. I want my revenge for you embarrassing me. I want my revenge for you, or at the very least, for breaking the streak and not killing me. It's like, if you're gonna break my streak, if you're gonna do that, then you better put me down. And the fact of the matter is Brock didn't. Brock didn't put Taker down. Taker got back up. And Taker had to suffer the embarrassment of it. This is purely Taker's vanity. Purely what this is about.
He was not happy with WrestleMania 30. He wants to put on a better outcome.
Yeah. And I think he wants to do the match that they had intended to do from the get-go before the finish got changed.
And that he got a concussion.
And he got a concussion in the first 5 minutes, which they better not do that again. But realistically, Taker needs the win. The faith in Taker needs to be restored. Beating Bray was good, but it wasn't enough. Where it's like, dude, because he did. He walked into WrestleMania 30. He got his ass kicked. Just straight up got his ass handed to him on a silver platter. He looked like a weak, pathetic old man. And this is coming from an Undertaker fan. I love the man, but he was weak. He looked pathetic. He looked old. He looked tired. It just was not a good showing for him. And that's what's burned in everybody's minds, is that showing. Because it's like, yeah, he came back. Yeah, he faced Bray, and yeah, he looked good. But you don't forget 30. Because of what happened at 30. It's like you could almost dismiss 30 had the streak not been broken, but because that's still there, and because it's a constant reminder by WWE that, oh hey, Brock is the one that broke the streak, and you see Taker getting F5'd, you see Taker getting his ass kicked. It's that constant reminder of he looked weak and feeble, which is not what you want The Undertaker to be. The Undertaker is such a stalwart, strong figure in the WWE that it's like, to see him like that is just disturbing. So honestly, Taker needs to win this. Taker needs to look strong. Vince is booking this. We all know it. It's either Vince or Hunter.
Way Monday night went, that was a Vince McMahon booking job.
Yeah.
The pull-apart brawl could have been a collaboration effort. That said, I'm going to throw this back at you. Taker wins. There's nothing left between Brock and Taker. You can't do a third match. If the goal is to do a third match, Brock has to beat The Undertaker.
Realistically, there doesn't need to be a third match.
I'm with you on that. I don't know if we should go to 3, but I can see them having the idea of Taker finally getting the win at WrestleMania to end it all, and that would be the end of the line. I would rather see Brock go away, Taker go away, and they come back with something new for each man heading into WrestleMania. What that is, I don't very know at this point.
The thing for me is, it doesn't need to go to 3 because you built this up as Taker has never beaten Brock Lesnar, and they've had some epic battles with each other. And every time they have gone against each other, Brock has won. He's been victorious one way or another. And 30 was no exception. So it's like, they're kind of almost doing to Brock what they did with Shawn, where it's like, can The Undertaker beat Brock Lesnar? They're really trying to make Taker the underdog in this situation. But they're also kind of writing him as the heel with him kicking Brock in the junk. So it's like, That being said, my money's still on Taker, especially since Taker is going on the Mexico tour. Yeah, Brock is going to be at Madison Square Garden. Taker's going on tour. You cannot have him go on tour like that and lose.
Could you see these two guys making it to Hell in a Cell in October?
They will not let Taker in Hell in a Cell.
Just asking the question.
If Taker was healthy, yes. You know, honestly, if Taker was not in the shape that we all think he's in, yes. I can see him making it to Hell in a Cell. I don't know if I want to see them in Hell in a Cell, because that's the thing. I don't know if I want to see a third match between these two. It's kind of like, I'd really rather see Taker move on to someone else, because whoever he faces in Dallas, that's going to be his last match. And I can see them using either SummerSlam or the night after, or Mexico, or even Survivor Series, because it's rumored Taker might show up at Survivor Series as the way to obviously set up Mania, and whoever is getting Taker's last match, they will start to tease that.
One of the people who entered our contest, Rock, Paper, Scissors chick, sent me her pics earlier.
Mm-hmm.
She says Sting is going to get involved in this whole situation.
And what you do, Brock Sting?
Taker Sting.
Oh, I love her, but no. Taker Sting.
For WrestleMania.
Taker Sting 10 years ago would have been awesome. Taker Sting now, no.
I just wanted to get her pick out there and, throw her name out there, because she was one of the many people who are entering the contest to win the Daniel Bryan book. Remember?
And she's awesome. Go check out her fan art. It's amazing. She just did a kick-ass portrait of Seth Rollins.
It is amazing.
It is amazing. But the other factor that we're not thinking about and is rumored to show up,
which I don't want to happen,
is Kane. He's on the mend. He's done filming because obviously Dolph is back. It's been about 6 weeks since his ankle got broken, so it makes sense that he would be on his way back. He could come in and attack Brock for what Brock did to himself.
Mm-hmm. This is very true.
But that could come after the match is over.
It could.
And Kane and Taker beat down Brock and leave Brock laying, and Brock has to be carried out. And that's how you write Brock off TV for a little while, so he can go on vacation again, until he makes his surprise return at Madison Square Garden, whenever that show is.
Right.
But I'm going with my gut. Again, that's like half this pay-per-view. I say Taker wins. Taker wins, everybody goes home happy-ish. Brock gets beaten down. That's how you write Brock off TV for a little bit. Taker vanishes, because that's what Taker does, and they move forward.
Magic 8 Ball says, will The Undertaker beat Brock Lesnar at the SummerSlam? Don't count on it. Don't want to say the words, but I gotta say the words. Brock Lesnar wins at SummerSlam. I want The Undertaker to win, but my gut is telling me Brock Lesnar.
So I guess we'll have to see who's right.